Welcome to Simon Gault. This is my podcast and YouTube, and it is Healthy Mind, Body and Soul. And I look forward to asking you some questions tonight because I think you're just the most amazing person because you're doing something to help all New Zealanders. And I give you credit for going out there and trying to make a difference and impact lives. So welcome, Simon.
Thank you, and trying to do our bit where we can.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. So can you tell everyone a bit about yourself and how you come to be here talking to me tonight?
Yeah, well, I guess it's sort of kind of a bit of a long-winded story, so buckle up, everybody, and I'll tell them what happened. But, you know, over a period of time working in the restaurant industry, you know, I just slowly gained weight. And my mum said to me, hey, you know, you need to be careful. Diabetes runs in the family. You know, you need to lose some weight. And of course, I do what most young people was ignore my mum and, you know, just carry on. And it wasn't that I was eating badly. It was I was eating really at bad times. So I would work in the restaurant all through the evening and lunches and not really sit down for a meal. I'd taste a lot of food and I would end up, I guess what you'd call grazing all day, finish work late at night by the time you clean up and you get out of the restaurant, get home and you need to sort of unwind. And then often you would eat at that time of night as well. And that might be sort of 1 o'clock in the morning and then go to bed on a tummy full of food. And that's bad for you over a long period of time. And, you know, I gained weight until eventually I went for a blood test for some insurance. And then they rang me and said, we think you should go and see your doctor. Your glucose levels are a bit high. And sure enough, I went to the doctor and I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Was sent off to a specialist who put me on to drugs for the diabetes and said, you need to lose weight. But he'd given me the drugs, so I kind of had the solution, right? So off I went for many years taking these drugs, and they slowly got increased. I didn't lose weight. I didn't tell anybody about it. I was embarrassed that I got to that stage where I'd eaten myself into type 2 diabetes. And, you know, a lot of us, you know, was genetically exposed to it if I got overweight. So it was very easy for me to get that type 2 diabetes, of which 1 in 3 New Zealanders is actually going to get at some stage. It's a massive problem in New Zealand. So I ignored it until I changed doctors and went to a doctor that I went to school with. And, you know, he knew me very well. And he said to me, why don't you come for your appointment just before my lunch break? And I thought, oh, excellent, we're going for lunch. But the cold, hard reality is we weren't going for lunch. He wanted to sit me down and read me the Riot Act, which he did. And my daughter was 1 at the time. So we were talking about 5 years ago. And he said to me, you know, do you actually want to walk down the aisle with your daughter? Because at the rate you're going, you're not going to. You're this close to going on insulin. You're on the maximum dose of drugs for type 2 diabetes. You probably won't die of diabetes, but you'll die of a related illness. You'll probably get your foot chopped off or legs chopped off from the knee at some stage. You'll probably go blind, and there's a good chance you'll end up on dialysis. So I walked out of there pretty shell-shocked, really, and I thought, boy, perhaps I do need to take this a bit more seriously. And so I went home and I called Dr. Google and reverse diabetes. And I found this place in Nevada because I thought there's got to be a silver bullet here. There's got to be something that can fix it. And I found this place in Nevada and I Google searched more, and then I found some YouTube clips and it kind of just looked like a bunch of hippies sitting around smoking marijuana. And I thought, well, that's really not going to be the place that's going to achieve anything for me. So I looked further until I found a place in the UK in Somerset, and they had worked with people with diabetes. So I phoned them, told them my situation, and they said, well, we don't really deal with people like that anymore. And they explained that it was difficult because we had to have a nurse on board and taking people off medication was difficult. and possibly dangerous. So anyway, after some talking and toing and froing, they agreed that they would take me in, and they said that they would need me for 4 to 8 weeks. Well, I'd never taken 8 weeks off in my life, so that was a pretty big call. Anyway, I decided to go at great expense I might add, and fortunately enough, I was able to afford it. And I went there and life changed. I walked into this place and, I was suddenly put on raw food. I was told I'd be doing meditation. I was told I'd be doing yoga. I was told I'd be having a personal trainer and going to the gym every day. I would be going to meetings every night to learn about all facets of health. And I would be put with people and ask questions and meetings. And oh boy, this was all stuff foreign to me. If you think I was going to do meditation, you're joking, or yoga or anything like this. It was so far removed from my psyche that it was ridiculous. Anyway, so I humoured them and went along to the yoga and the meditation. I remember them saying, "Do you feel like you're floating?" And I'm like, "No, I don't feel like I'm floating." I thought it was ridiculous. I remember the first time I went to the gym with a personal trainer, I was asked to run on a running machine, and I lasted just over 2 minutes. And but life changed. I persevered, and at the end of the 4 weeks, I did imagine I was running. I was able to run 20 minutes on a running machine. I did yoga. I learned an enormous amount. I learned an enormous amount about myself and taking my health seriously. And I came off all my medication for my diabetes, and I lost a lot of weight in the 4 weeks. And at the end of the 4 weeks, they said, "You can go. We think you've got this." And off I went. So I went off and I started to study superfoods. I started to study good fats and bad fats, and all sorts of facets of health, really. And I didn't turn into a diet of twigs and berries. I didn't turn into a vegan. I think I still ate really, really well, but I put my health first, and I never put my health first. I was asked if, what were the most important things in my life? And of course, the first thing was family, and work was followed up by that, because that's all I really did was work. And I suddenly realized that, health wasn't even on my list. I didn't even consider health. And, I don't have family, or I don't have work without my health. So I made some pretty amazing changes in my life. And that's 5 years ago, and I maintained that weight off. In fact, I've lost more weight over that period of time. I can even put weight on now to just get a little bit bigger for when I run one of the 4 Wheels of Health programs now, so I can lose it with the people doing the course. So, then I was asked if I would do a documentary called Why Are We Fat? So I went around the world and met world's experts and was used again as a guinea pig to lose weight, but met, microbiome scientists, went to universities, research in universities that studied rats and mice and with different foods and different diets. Met diabetes specialists, was at the Liggins Institute, where they're looking at, the miracle transfusion of, it's good poos, so I'm not even going to talk about that, but, all with gut health and, just all facets. So that documentary was fantastic for me. It played on BBC Asia and on Amazon, and unfortunately in New Zealand only once on Prime, but it changed a lot of people's lives. And then I started to think, I wonder whether I could start to work with people to share this knowledge that I have, and see if I could help other Kiwis change. I mean, we're the second fattest nation in the world in New Zealand. We have the second fattest children in New Zealand. I mean, we're in deep trouble. We have some real issues. So I've started working with people, and it's over 2 years ago that I started doing that now. And we've had fantastic results, as you know, because you've done one of our 4 Wheels of Health courses. And I am just loving it. I mean, you think cooking in a restaurant is, making people happy. I'll tell you what, there's nothing more rewarding than seeing people change their life, get more energy, lose weight, sleep better, be happier, incredibly happier. Like, amazing how happier people get when they do the 4 Wheels of Health. It's science-based. It's not a Jenny Craig diet where they say you'll lose 4 kilos in a month and then they don't tell you that you'll put it all back on. I mean, we've all seen people do diets and put it back on. So I teamed up with, the fantastic nutritionist, Sean, who you know very well now. I think he's a genius. I've worked with a lot of nutritionists and people in the health sector now. He's science-based. He did a degree. He thinks outside of the box, and he understands telling people that, just lose some weight and, a palm full of this and a pile of this on your plate's going to solve your problems. It's way bigger than that, and that's why we start with the 4 Wheels of Health, where we are talking about like a car. You can't drive your car to work or anywhere with only 3 tyres, or tyres with bad tread, that's dangerous, or flat tyres. And our body is exactly the same, and we need to treat it well. We get one body to live in. We can't trade it in and get another one. We get one shot at it, and we need to look after it. So we call it the 4 Wheels of Health, and we break a 4-week course into 4 sections, the first being sleep. Sleep's free. Nobody educates us at school about sleep. It's the one thing that massively impacts weight loss or weight gain. And so many people struggle with sleep. So it's the first thing we do. Water intake. We don't drive our car with no oil. Why would we run our bodies without enough liquid in it, water in it, which does all the repair work whilst we're sleeping and hydrates us? So we're an education thing. Then we move into what we call the 4-wheel window of eating. And we educate on the times of eating and when you're not eating and you're actually fasting, what it's doing for you. And then we move into gut bacteria. Our gut is massively important. 90% of our serotonin, which is our mood, which is depression, is made in our tummy, in our gut. And it's like a rainforest in there, and it needs all these things to survive. If we were all cremated tomorrow and put into a little box on our mantelpiece for somebody to decide what they're going to do with it, well, 90% of that box is gut bacteria. Excuse me. And then the last week is nutrition. It doesn't have to be twigs and berries. We want good fats into our body. We want to eat well when we eat, and we want to enjoy it. But there are some things we need. Yeah. And I won't be telling miracles to anybody when I say that sugar is the devil. If they invented sugar tomorrow, white sugar, it would be deemed as a chemical, not a food substance. But we're all addicted to it. All the food manufacturers are pouring it into things because they know how addictive it is. And that's my story. And I just love running the 4 Wheels of Health with Sean.
I've done the 4 weeks, and it's interesting because I have been on every kind of diet you could imagine. And I've been to Weight Watchers. I've lost weight. I really lost weight, and then I put it all back on. It was just like a wheel going round and round and round and still never getting anywhere. In 4 weeks of doing this program, I lost 7 kilos, and other people were losing even more in that 4 weeks, and that's just amazing. And it's a program that I will be on for life because it's an easy. Well, it is easy because you change your mindset over the 4 weeks. It's been phenomenal, really, really phenomenal.
I think that the sort of the side effect of 4 Wheels is losing weight. What we are is we're educating people about health, and so that they understand, why they're trying to drink water before a certain time, why they're trying to sleep better and you know.
Oh, have I lost you, Simon? Where are you, Simon? Come back.
I'm here.
You are there?
Yeah, must be. Yeah, I'm here.
You're...
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
There you go. We're just breaking in and out.
You still there? Slight technical hitch at the moment. Come in, Simon. Simon's gone. He might try and come back in. Let's hope that. So yes, that is Simon Gault, and if he comes back, we'll get him to finish what he was saying. Otherwise, I want to tell you that there is another program starting that you can be a part of. So I think Simon is back. Hello, Simon.
I've got you back. I
Great.
don't know what happened there.
Can you turn your phone? Because you're on the side.
Yeah, I didn't change my phone, but what's going on there?
You look better. There you go.
All right.
Welcome back.
I don't know what happened.
It's all right. So you were just saying that the side effect of the program is that you lose weight, but the benefits are tenfold.
Yeah, I think we're an education program, so people understand what they're doing and why they're doing it. You hear of these people doing paleo and keto and Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers. You're told what to eat and you get given recipes. We're not that at all, because those people don't know what they're doing. They don't know why they're doing it. We're educating, so people can go to a restaurant, they can go to a cafe, they can live a normal life and make the right decisions and understand why and how it's affecting them. And the byproduct of it all is that they lose weight and have more energy.
Sleep better.
Get better skin. Everything improves.
Have better relationships because feeling better.
Absolutely. It's life changing. And, you know, I think if you look on our website and you look at what people like you and other people have said about the 4 wheels of health, I mean, it works. It works for sure. And we know that the commitment to doing the course is easy. It's all done on a private Facebook page. All they need to do is watch the videos, and some of them are a bit lengthy like this, but they're live videos, so you can ask questions at the time. You can ask questions to myself or Sean at any time throughout the 4 weeks of the program. So your commitment is to watch a video a night, sometimes every second night, and you can be anywhere in the world. You don't have to watch it that day. You can watch it 5 days later or 2 hours later. It doesn't matter. But what it does is it gives you the tools to change your life and be what we call 4-wheelers. And it's not a cult. It's nothing crazy. It's just we're educating people about health and how to look after and put the one body they get to live in first, so they keep it at peak performance. And when they get older, that they can deal with what comes at you when you're older much, much better, because the body's in better condition. Just like an old car that's been looked after runs a lot better than an old car that hasn't been looked after.
It's a great program. And everyone, sorry?
We think it is. You know, we think it is. We've affected hundreds of people now with the 4 wheels of health, and everybody has gone away saying it's absolutely fabulous. It's like anything. You've got to commit to it and you've got to do it. And, you know, if you don't have the willpower to do it, we talk about willpower in the videos and we help people with willpower, but you've got to make the decision. It's so easy to go, oh, I'd love to do that, but then not to do it. Or I know somebody that should do that, but don't have the guts to be a good friend and go and encourage them or help them get on the course. Because we all know people that do it. And so many people say, oh, I don't feel as though I can tell her or him about it. Well, you're not a real friend if you don't go and help people and tell them honestly, just like my doctor did, who was a real friend of mine, who sat me down and read me the Right Act, and I listened. And, you know, I'm proud about myself. You want to see what my doctor thinks about me now, what he says about my blood results, what he says about how my blood pressure has gone down. You know, it's another world, and now I can go to lunch with him.
And enjoy it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been a great journey for me, and I just love how it changes people's lives for the better. And, you know, get messages from their partners and their family. You know, there was one lady who came into work and she said, you know, I didn't want to lose a lot of weight, but I was washing my hair and it was kind of bits of it falling out, and I had dermatitis. And she's sitting in Giraffe, my restaurant, and she's saying, you know, I don't have my hair falling out anymore. My skin's improved. My dermatitis is gone. And her husband pipes up and says, and I'm getting nookie again.
Oh, that's all good then, isn't it? Oh, you've gone again, Simon. Oh, no, you're back.
Yeah. So you know, we think it's a great program. The people who do it think it's a great program. I just would love more Kiwis or anybody around the world that thinks they could benefit from it, jump on board and enjoy the 4 wheels. It's 1 month commitment in your life to have all the tools to just carry on, have more energy and lose weight. It's a great, great program.
It's a fantastic program. So to help people, you've given me a code that I can share with people for 4 days to get them on board. When's the next?
That's right. So the price is $800, but we're discounting it with the code that you have down to how much? It's a pretty good deal.
It's a really good deal. But you better say, just in case I get it wrong.
$239, I believe, is what we struck.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's a great deal. I mean, we've spent, you know, if you wanted to talk to a nutritionist every second day for a month, what would that cost? This program has that. Every second day, a video from him, all the knowledge I have, being able to ask questions anytime for 4 weeks. I know the money I paid to learn it all was thousands and thousands of dollars. So for $239 for 4 weeks of your life to change your life forever, I think it's an absolute bargain. You can be anywhere in the world. Again, it's a private Facebook page. You don't have to comment. You can just follow along, or you can get as involved. And I say to everybody when they start on one of our new programs, that at the end of the 4 weeks, you will all feel like family. And they do. They really do. And you've been there, so I'm sure you can say what you think about that. But
absolutely.
I believe
it's a very supportive environment. And we talk about all sorts of things because all sorts of things come up.
Yeah, and that's the great thing when it's on a Facebook page. You can ask those questions. I mean, originally, when we first started, we were meeting once a week with the group live, you know, in a room. Well, everybody was too scared to ask the question because, oh, what might people think? But when it's on Facebook, you can ask whatever you like. And the most stupid question is the absolute best question. It doesn't matter what the question is. They're all fantastic because somebody else wants to know.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I had lotus chips last night. We went out to a Japanese restaurant. Our friend was down from Auckland. So lotus chips, are they good or bad?
Anything in moderation, you know.
That's a good answer because they were nice.
Yeah, well, it's anything in moderation. I've been working on some recipes today for 4 Wheels of Health. And, you know, we're going to rate the recipes in 4 wheels. So 1 wheel is that it's okay, but 4 wheels is it's absolutely fantastic. And like we say on the 4 Wheels of Health program, we just need you to commit to get 85% of it right. If you get 85% of it right, the results will be there.
Yeah.
So there's that 15% where you can have a treat. And we all need to do that. We don't want a life of twigs and berries. So if you want lotus root, have some lotus root every now and again. And they are tasty, aren't they?
Yeah, they were. They were nice.
They would have been out of a brine and then fried, were they?
I presume so. Yeah, they would have been.
Yeah. Well, they'd be pretty tasty.
Very tasty. Where are you? You've gone again, Simon.
Oh, somebody's ringing me.
Is that the problem?
Yeah.
Don't they realise you're on the most important interview of your life? Because I had my hair done just for you today, Simon.
Well, you look beautiful.
Thank you. So, what's the big vision? What's your big vision?
With Four Wheels of Health is just to do more and more people on the Four Wheels of Health, and get it to the stage where we can have a big party once a year and all these people meet and celebrate the success that they've done. What I'm hoping to do is give people the tools that they can have more energy, live longer, and just feel better about themselves, and have everybody go, wow, you're looking fantastic. And it doesn't take long on the Four Wheels of Health before people start noticing. And, they become ambassadors. At the end of 4 weeks, they graduate and they become ambassadors of the Four Wheels of Health. But from my point of view, it is just so rewarding seeing the results from these people. They love it. And that's better than cooking somebody the best meal in their life. It's, that you're changing people's lives for the better, and they love it. And they go off and they tell other people. We're almost educating them as nutritionists and, research scientists of their own body. They understand what they're doing. And then they don't need us anymore.
Yeah,
They're
you do learn heaps. Yeah, learn heaps. Oh, well, thank you very much, Simon. I've enjoyed listening to your story. And I really do enjoy the lives when you guys go live, you and Sean, because there's nothing like having that one-on-one contact within the group and being able to ask the questions and get the answers that help you move forward. You're very motivating.
Well, that's what we try and do on it, isn't it? We talk about all sorts of things, from willpower and getting the rest of your family on board. I say to people, whenever you can, do it with somebody else, a family member or a friend, and go on the journey together, change the world. And it's just another world once they come out of it. They're looking after their gut bacteria. They've got that rainforest in there, and they're showing it some love. They're showing the body they live in some love, and it will go longer and better for them and not ache as much.
Exactly. Pretty
we all
awesome
need a bit
reasons.
of loving. Yeah.
What was that?
We all need a bit of loving, don't we? And we've got to give it to ourselves.
We do.
Yeah.
All right, Simon Gault, thank you so much for coming on board and also offering anyone who sees this in the next 4 days, they can be a part of it for such a great deal, and they will never regret that decision, I can assure them.
They can visit our website at fourwheelsofhealth.com and fourwheelsofhealth.com, and they'll be able to see testimonials, read more about the program. Our start date is I think it's the 4th of October this year, which will be the last course for 2019.
Right, they have to get on it then. Not a day to waste.
4 days to take advantage of the discount. It's a great discount, and they'll love it.
I'm sure they will. Thank you so much.
A pleasure.
We'll see you on the inside.
Sorry you keep losing.
It adds to the quality.
Love your work.
Thanks. Bye, Simon.
It's real, right?
It is absolutely real. Bye.
Okay. Bye for now.